Hi, welcome. Simon here, and I hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be replacing an iPhone 10 screen, and I'd like to walk you through step by step on how to do that. As you can see, the screen is separated, and sometimes I have this flashing green light, but I can't see any of the display on the phone. However, when I press the silent and the power, I can feel like it still vibrates, and I believe the phone is a working condition. It's just that the screen needs to be replaced. All right, so this is again an iPhone 10 or iPhone R, iPhone X, and we'll be doing a screen replacement. First thing you need to have is the pentalobe screwdriver, and I'll be using the 0.8, this little star looking thing. That's the size of the screws, the two screws at the bottom here. So go ahead and remove the two screws at the bottom right next to your charging port. Once you have removed the two screws, let's go ahead and get yourself a metal prying tool. We're going to pry open the screen here, and what I'm doing right now is cutting the adhesive. So the phone is waterproof, or you prevent the dust from going in. So there's a seal, this little adhesive seal running all across the phone, and to separate them, I'm just using the metal prying tool, cutting up the seal and separating the glass. All right, so there you have it, and I just flip it open to my right. Okay, now the next step, you need to have this Y screwdriver or the tri screwdriver. The shape is like a Y. Go ahead and remove all the screws. Once you remove that 4 screws, you should be able to, once you remove all the 5 screws, there's one little screw here at the bottom. I missed that, the very bottom here. So once you remove all the 5 screws, now you can remove the bracket. Once the bracket is removed, the first thing I like to do is disconnecting the battery, and that is the battery connector. All right, so this is the one, and let's go ahead and disconnect the LCD screen, which is the very bottom here, not that one. Okay, let's go ahead and remove it from this side of it. So that is the LCD screen, the digitizer. Let's go ahead and remove that as well. Now this is the proximity sensor in the front. We need to remove that. Now please do not pull the cable, because there is a double-sided adhesive tape. It's taping down to this flex cable. Now when you try to separate them, making sure that you're not pulling underneath that flex cable as well. So this underneath flex cable is somewhat taped onto the this cable here. So be very careful when you separate them. Do not break the proximity sensor cable. All right, so that's being said, if you notice that the battery is a little lumpy, I'm not sure if you can see it, but you kind of feel like, squishy, right? Lumpy. So the battery is not in a good condition. It's not holding the charge. Basically, the phone is for a standby, just a spare phone on the side. So we are not changing out the battery, but we want to recover the data, mostly pictures and stuff like that. So we're going to change out the screen at this moment. But I'd like to point it out to you that the battery is not in a good condition, and the phone is not holding the charge. All right, this is the Y screw. Go ahead and remove that. Again, another screw here, and be very careful with this one because there's a little grounding piece of the metal. We are saving that piece and transferring to the new screen. All right, so that's being said. Now what we're going to do next is see if we can separate the entire plastic here. That was easy. Now for me, my case is super easy to separate the entire the ear speaker here, as well as the proximity sensor. But for your case, you may have to be very careful when you separate this out. What I'm doing is I just remove the entire plastic bracket together with the proximity sensor all together. But if you want to just remove this and leave the plastic is fine, but I prefer to transfer the entire thing. All right, so that is the old screen. Put it on the side, and here comes the new screen. The new screen does comes with the plastic mounting bracket here, but since I have it already, transferring the entire piece, I'll be removing this. Let's go ahead and remove that, and I'll be using the original plastic bracket. All right, just transfer it over here. Very simple, just moving the entire piece together. Let me try to remove this. There's this little thing. You know what? Let's try. I should have kept the plastic bracket, but oh well. See if I can remove this. Okay, that was easy. Just pop it on the other side. So once you have the proximity sensor transfer over, all you want to do is just realign them back together, and do not forget to put the screws back in. And for this, make sure you have the grounding piece, that metal piece right there, back to the phone. Okay. Once you have everything installed, it's pretty much the reverse process by putting all the cable back together. By installing them just like a Lego. Once you align them in the position, you can press it down, and those cable will just snap back in together. You don't have to use a lot of force to force it down. Like I said, if you have them aligned in the right position, they can be quite easily to install. And I'm having some difficulties on this one here. Let's see, trying to align it. It's having me a hard time. Okay, let's work on the final cable, which is this one here. And do not forget the battery. Let's reconnect the battery back together. Give it a little press. Make sure everything is the right position. Put the bracket back on. Align them in a position again. And here comes the final screws. Okay. Now here you want to pay attention to, first you need to realign the very top, slide it in. Once you have aligned them in a position, you can just go ahead and press it down. And then try to power up the phone, make sure everything works. You can see the display. There you go, my Apple logo is coming right up. And do not forget to put the two screws back together at the very bottom. I hope the video helps. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give me a like. Do not forget to subscribe if you haven't. Let me know if, I'm not sure if there's any pictures of the customer, so let me turn it on the side here. Okay, nope, there's none. All right, so I hope the video is helpful. If you find this video is helpful to you, please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.